far back today? I feel like I'm farther back than normal.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Because I usually reach for the water.
Hi. Welcome back to another episode of the Working Ammy podcast. I'm Nora.
I'm Maria.
And today I have my new computer.
Yay!
And we're really struggling with the themes. So we're just going to read some submissions and then we're going to talk about like scenarios for buying like young horses and older horses, since we always talk about like, you know, sometimes buying the older horse is the right decision unless, you know, there's different situations where you would want to buy one or the other.
And we're going to talk about those situations, and if you're in a particular type of situation, which one, you know, we would suggest going for.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump in. This one says...
Are you going first?
Yeah, I'll go first. The subject line of this one is A Lost Adult Ammy, Help a Girl Out.
All right.
This is from January 23rd. Hi, Nora and Maria. I really hope you read this, or at least read and email me back a response. Well, we're reading it, so here you go. Okay, so I am an adult Ammy who has always done care leases, but now I am thinking I would like to buy. My question is, how much do you think my budget should be?
Ooh.
I know how much big fancy horses cost, but based on what I am looking for, I really have no idea what I should expect to pay. Here's what I'm thinking. Do not care at all about breed / does not need to be fancy. I'm a nervous, timid rider and want something that is very safe. I like to go around and jump 2.3 to 2.6, and that is what I'm happy with. I do not like to go fast, so I would prefer something more hunter type of pace. Not really into showing and do not care about showing, but maybe would want to do some local shows one day. No preference on color, gender, but I am 5'8", so the horse can't be too small. Would just like the horse to be cute, LOL. I'm lost on age because I do not want a horse really old because I want to have it for at least over 10 years. Please tell me what you think my budget should be. Thanks, smiley face.
Oh, okay, cool. I like these. All right, well, great so she's doing a care lease. So typically care leases are when you are paying for all of the boarding, the maintenance, the expenses. You just don't pay for the horse lease in itself. So that's good that you already have an idea of what the expenses are going to be for the horse. So it's going to be, she has like that reoccurring cost already done. Now it's just like that one-time payment.
Yeah.
I would say, coming from a financial standpoint, first look at your budget and see what you can afford. We always suggest 3 to 6 months. I would say almost 9 months of expenses saved up. If you are looking to buy, and expenses are like household and expected horse expenses. So make sure that you have that in the bank before you even decide to start looking. Once you have that, then really see what, you know, with your savings, you comfortably want to spend. As in what your budget should be, I think it really depends on breed.
Yeah.
Like, if you want a warm blood, I would for sure go older, more experienced. I know you said that you wanted something that'll last 10 years. I don't want to say most, but like a lot of the stories that we've read, like they've had their horses into their 20s that are still going. And you want to jump 2.3, 2.6, so it's not like it's going to be super taxing on that horse unless it has like some kind of injury or limitation.
And she did say she doesn't care about breed.
Yeah, I would really like think about that, because I know people say like I don't care but I have a preference. So like really make sure like you are okay. Like I don't need a warm blood, because I do see situations where people are like, I want any breed, and then they're like, well, I actually really want a warm blood.
Yeah.
And they're only gravitating towards like the warm bloods when their trainer's showing them horses. So like really make sure that like you are open to all the other horses, because that will affect your budget. If you want a warm blood for what you want, I would say for sure go older. She wants something safe.
Yeah.
Older.
Yep.
I wouldn't, even if your trainer's like, I found a really great brained young horse, I would not go that route.
No, because you
never know. You never know. And as a working adult Ammy, I'm going to assume that you don't have 6 days a week or 5 days a week to spend to train that horse.
And then you're going to be paying.
And then you're going to be paying someone to train the
for someone
horse
else to
for
do
you.
that.
And it's just like, sometimes it can just not be a fun experience if you get a young horse. So I would definitely go older with a been there, done that experienced horse. Maybe a step down.
Yeah.
So I would be looking in like the teens for sure, which will lower the budget if you're looking on the older side. I would say for warm blood, because I'm going to do 2 breeds. I think warm blood versus like other breeds, because there are going to be a warm blood. I would say comfortably like 40.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you could find a decent one for 40 that's older for only 2.3, 2.6.
Yeah.
Like you'll probably have some limitations, like they had to step down due to X, Y, and Z.
So like
reason.
what are you considering older?
Probably like up to 16, I would say.
That's what I was thinking too, because like you said, horses can be going, especially at 2.3, 2.6, into their 20s.
Yeah.
And like she says that she wants to have it for over 10 years. So I wonder if that means just like have the horse, not necessarily like have the horse in work for 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. I mean, I think anywhere in like from 10 to 16 would be a fine range.
Yeah, I think so too.
I wouldn't go younger just because like it might be enticing to be like, well, I'll have the horse for forever.
Yeah.
You know, if I go younger, but then you have to deal with like all
Young
of the
horse
other
things.
all of the other implications of that. Plus the fact that it probably won't be as experienced. It might still have a little quirkiness, depending on your budget. Like if your budget's low in a warm blood, that's gonna be what you're gonna get. A quirky horse with like some kind of issue, either mentally or physically.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to another breed, thoroughbred appendix quarter horse, which she doesn't want to show, she said.
Yeah, she said she not really into showing, do not care about showing, but maybe we're going to do some local shows one day.
Yeah, I think 25 and less for anything else. If you like get a really good thoroughbred that has experience, 30. And that could be, you could find something in that 10, 11, 12 range as a thoroughbred. I think for 30, that's experienced and safe.
Yes. Yeah, I think with thoroughbreds, you definitely have to vet them, not in terms of PPE, but in terms of like, would they be a match for you in terms of riding? Because there are great, quiet beginner friend, or not, this person's not a beginner, but she says she's nervous and timid. Some thoroughbreds are great for that. Yeah. And some thoroughbreds are not. I mean, I guess that's the case with every horse, but I feel like sometimes thoroughbreds tend to just be a little bit hotter.
Mm-hmm. It's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of variables that impact what you should be getting, like pricing the horse at. I would say the first is like figure out what breed you want, because that's going to affect the budget for sure. Like I could even see her having something like an appendix or a quarter horse, something that is usually lower. Like a quarter horse is usually pretty low key. Yep. They 2-3, they could jump 2-3. Yeah. Like I think something like that. Plus it would be probably, you could get one in like teens, 20s, like for that. But if your budget's high,
so like maximum budget, we would say 40.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say comfortably, like if you're looking for the warm blood. 40
minimum budget.
I would go 20. Yeah. Honestly, if you want something safe, it pays to be safe. Yeah. But you really have to I think you have to narrow down exactly what you want, because if you she says she's okay with something older. Yeah. Right? But if she's not willing to look at 14, 15, 16 and she wants something in the 8, 9, 10, 11 and she thinks that's older, then you're going to be paying for that, because that's like kind of prime age. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you got to narrow down exactly what it is you're comfortable with, like what compromises you'll make, and then just do a lot of searching. Go try out a bunch of different horses and kind of narrow down what it is you're actually looking for, and then that will determine the budget. Yeah. But anywhere from 20 to 40 I feel like is comfortable for buying a horse.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. My turn?
Yes.
All right. Hello. I'm such a big fan of the podcast as a fellow working Ammy. I mean, I guess we could do adult amateur hour. I would love to know what you think I bought my horse for and what I am now asking for lease. Horse is a 2014 17-hand gelding with incredible breeding and was imported from Belgium in 2021 for an amateur. Gorgeous mover and jumper. Was leased out to a kid and packed her around the meter and packed around the Ammy around the 120s, despite many questionable decisions. Experience with the 130s with a pro. Absolutely no stop and has a clean vetting. Only quirks were that he would stand up if you ripped on his mouth excessively and came with a harder mouth, as the softest bit he had been ridden in prior to me getting him was a double-twisted wire, and he had scarring over his nose from a chain noseband. It wasn't anything dangerous, just a light pop-up to let you know he was upset. He also lifts his hind end in a Shivers-like motion when you pick out his feet, but Shivers has been ruled out, and he has always been sound, even barefoot. I bought him in 2023 to be my 110 horse at the age of 9, and he was showing in the 110s right up until I got him. I bought him for blank. Then there's a second part that I'll read after.
She imported him?
No, it looks like someone else imported him. Okay. So he was imported from Belgium in 2021. She just sent this in January, like 2026. So he was imported from Belgium for an amateur, was leased out to a kid, and packed around the meter.
Oh, okay.
And then packed an Ammy around the 120s. Then did the 130s with a pro. Absolutely no stop, clean vetting, but he did have the quirks of basically rearing, and has a hard mouth.
How old is he now?
She got him when he was 9, and he was showing in the 110s. But it seems like the rearing wasn't consistent. That seemed more of a pain reaction rather than a habit.
Yeah. I feel like she got him for at least mid-5s. Because he has the meter 40 experience.
Meter 30.
Meter 30 experience.
With a pro.
And then he was doing the meter 20s with an Ammy.
Meter 20s with an Ammy and packed around a kid. Was leased to a kid to do the meter. But then he also had that Shivers questionable action that they ruled out.
But Shivers was ruled out, so I'm not really worried about that.
So she bought him in 2023.
Okay. Did she get him for 65?
No, less.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
35?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, 35. Maybe the rearing was more of a consistency. I don't know, because 35 seems low.
Yeah, I feel like
for a horse without experience. Mid-5s. Yeah, for sure. Unless the only thing I can think of is if the rearing was an issue more consistently.
Yeah.
And it was showing in shows, maybe the videos were showing rearing, or because it seems other than that,
or he was just
or strong. He was just a strong horse.
Or they just needed to get him off the bill or something.
Yeah, because 35 seems low. All right, I have now had him for 2.5 years. So, that would be last year. And he has taken me from the meter to the 120s with clear rounds. He's stood up less than 5 times with me and hasn't in over a year. He goes around in a plain snaffle at home, but I show him in a rubber mullen mouth Pelham because he loves the leverage. I leased him out after 2 months for 7 months while I was in school, and he took a girl coming off a pony up to the meter in that time. He is an absolute puppy dog on the ground and is extremely straightforward to ride. He has exceptional flat work, turn on the haunches and forehand, gorgeous counter canter, and even the occasional pirouette. He has been ridden and jumped by my 65-year-old mother. He also trail rides and teaches beginners. Most recently, I have tried him in the Hunters and Eck, and he seems to love it. He took us around our first national derby, having trailered in 10 minutes prior and never jumping Hunter jumps before. Probably would have placed had I not have gone off course. Story of everybody's life, yeah. Auto change and will jump from anywhere. Trust me, I've tried every distance imaginable. Only has 1 show in the Hunters so far, but planning to go to another soon. Currently for lease to any of the 3-ring jobs and could pack someone around the 3.6, but I would like him to stay at the 115 and under if he does the jumpers. He is for lease for blank. And then there's something else, but I'm not going to read that.
Is he for lease for 35?
No, less.
25?
Yes. He is for lease for 25, but debating if I should up the price.
I kind of think you should.
I think you should as well. I think that's low.
I think you should lease him at least for the purchase price.
Yeah, I think that's low for a lease for a horse that does all that. Like,
and who's like he sounds
the only issue with him is like the occasional standing up, which happened, like she said, 5 times in 2.5 years, and then like
and
is it
hasn't done it in the last year?
Yeah, and is it like a real issue? Like
she said that in the first part, she said that it was kind of just like a little like boop, not
not a full
like standing up.
Yeah.
And like he took a kid from the ponies
if he's
to the
riding
meter.
with a kid,
like people will pay for a packer, and he's what, 11?
Yeah,
12?
he's 2.5 years. So she was 9. Yeah, so he's like 11 and a half. Yeah, I think he's in like prime age. He seems like an amazing horse. I would for sure lease him for higher than 25 because we're seeing lease prices now 40 to 50% of the purchase price, or for like what you would sell him for.
I would lease him at least for 35, at least for the purchase price.
Because then that would give him a value of, let's say, like 70 if you're doing like a 50% of your lease price. So yeah, I would say like this horse would be in the high 5s. Yeah. Mid-high to high 5s.
I would agree with that.
Which are like 70 to like 99.
Yeah, because it sounds like he has a good record with this person. Like maybe putting a limit on the height would maybe lower the lease price, but
we're seeing a lot of adult amateurs getting back into the sport, and that also need a horse.
35K is not even that much.
Yeah,
for...
you're gonna get like blasted, like 35 for a lease.
I know, but for a horse like this, let's be honest, it's
for a horse that can pack you around and like especially take you from say the like 0.70s to like meter 10 classes.
Yeah,
like we always talk about those horses, like those unicorn horses that are like, I'm in the 0.60s and I want a horse to do the meter 20s with.
And like, we're always like, those are 2 different horses.
Yeah, those are 2 different horses. Like this seems like the horse that you would get, but that kind of horse comes at a price. So I would for sure up your lease price.
Yeah, like I said, at least to the purchase price.
At least 35K.
Yeah.
And then if he does well, the only issue I would see with a higher lease price is if you're leasing him to like be a hunter or in the Eck, because he doesn't have that kind of experience. Then I would say your lease price is too high for that. But if you're going to lease him as like a step up or packer jumper, then I think your lease price can be higher.
I agree. Yeah. I think if you wanted to lease him as an Eck horse or as a hunter, you would have to put more miles on him and prove him a little bit more.
Correct.
So yes, I would agree with that. Maybe for the Eck. And like, I'd be curious to see a video because in my opinion, great jumpers don't always necessarily cross over as great hunter. Like, and I feel like there's a difference between a great derby horse and just a great overall hunter.
Yes.
You know, because derbies are you want a little bit more like spunk. And you want that like...
that character.
Yeah. But for like an everyday like junior hunter or
I mean, I can see like an Eck, like a jumper Eck crossover, but he hasn't been... She said she's tried him in hunter and Eck, and he seems to love it, but, like, how many shows are they rated? Like, he seems like he has more of a show record in the jumpers, so I think your best bet if you want more money for him would be to market him as a jumper.
And then you can say
he's an all-around. If you want to dabble in the other rings, you can do that.
Market him as a jumper, but then say, like, he has experience in the Eck or the hunter, so, like, if you want to play in those rings, too, you can.
Yeah. But I wouldn't necessarily market him as a hunter or Eck specifically, because especially in the hunters and Ecks, yes, you can, like, it's a pretty penny to get a lease for one of those if they do well.
Yeah.
But, like, people that are looking for horses, in my opinion, in the hunters or Eck, they look at the show records. Yes. They want to see how the horse is doing, and if it doesn't have either a good record or doesn't have a record, then you're not going to be able to ask that for that lease price, unless the
only people who might be looking at a horse like this for the Eck is maybe some kid who wants to go to like finals but can't afford you know,
like the
really 6-figure lease on
like
that horse.
The big Eck horses. Yeah, so I would definitely up the price. I would market him as a jumper that can dabble in other rings. I think your 35 is fine. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if you asked for more.
I agree. Yeah, no, I think minimum
35.
35.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think you could ask for up to 50.
I think so too. If he's like as great as what's in here. Because, you know, a lot of people send us like their perfect, you know, horse scenario. Everyone thinks their horse is the most amazing. So like depending on how that horse plays into reality, then anywhere from 35 to 50 I think would be a fair lease price if the record is consistent with what's she's saying here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Cool. So this one is an ISO and what I got.
Ooh, I love these. I actually have one after this.
There's pics too.
Oh, I love the pics. Okay.
She says, "Hi ladies, hands down my favorite equestrian podcast.
Oh.
I'm so excited to have an ISO / what I got for you guys to have fun with.
Yes.
I bought a second horse end of September / October of 2025 as my pony was ready to step down his job. Here is my unicorn ISO. Oh shoot, I didn't want to read that.
Okay.
That I had shared with my trainer. I'm not going to read the rest of that sentence.
Okay. Was your trainer like WTF?
As I was reading this too, I was like, I'm not going to read that. And then I did.
That's okay.
Okay. She's looking for a gelding.
Okay.
16 hands and under. Prefer a thicker build and open to large ponies. I'm only 5'1".
Oh.
No color preference. Jumps 2'6" or under. Comfortable trot / canter. Mushy / good personality. Willing to be spoiled and loved on. Adult Ammy friendly. More woe than go, but not dead lazy. Wants to do their job. Safe, but can have a small spook. Under 15 years old, 7 to 12 would be ideal. No stop, brave to jumps. Lead change or one that's started. Minimal maintenance is okay. Would love barefoot, but shoes are fine. Minimal show prep, good for clipping, farrier, vet. TB's low on the list unless perfect. Does not have to be a warm blood.
But is this one of those that prefer warm blood? Any breed but prefer warm blood?
It doesn't
say that, but it like kind of sounds like that. Okay. Continue.
Budget is blank. There's more, but I'm going to read it after you guess this budget.
Well, it has to be low for all those requirements, I'm assuming. I hope it's not too low, though. Ugh. Do I go, like, so low? I don't want to go so low. Oh. 15. That's the first number that popped in my head.
A little bit less.
10.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, budget 10K. She said, my original budget was a number to start, but I knew it was low. My trainer was like, they are out there, as I was open to different breeds, quarter horses, appendix, but let's see what's out there as we start to look. As the hunt started, I quickly realized I needed to up the budget.
This is what typically happens to individuals.
And my husband and I decided to increase the budget to blank and analyze each horse in that range, as I would pay that much for this horse. There were a few horses that came up that were just out of that range, the blank range, the new budget. And we had also discussed that if the perfect horse came up, that we could stretch a little more. Insane, I know. And yes, my husband is the best horse husband.
Oh, I love that. That's really good that he supports you, though. Because if it's going to be like a wild jump, I'm like, that is like the best husband.
So what do you think her new
budget was? For those requirements? I'm not surprised she couldn't find anything in the 10.
I'm not either.
I would say 25.
A little bit less.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. 20 was the
new updated
budget. Could she jump to like, I don't want to go as high as 30 because I feel like
she didn't give a range for, she didn't give
her
for
like, the new stretch budget.
Yeah,
okay. Because I was like 10K seems like a lot more to add to 20, but like she probably was like, I could probably stretch to like 25 to like 28 or in that range.
Yeah, she did not give.
She didn't give the range.
Like a range of like what she would be willing to stretch to, but
okay, but she said like 20 was her new.
20 was the new budget.
Okay, well, I wouldn't look at warm bloods in that price, for sure, because you're gonna get one with quirks, you're gonna get one with PPE issues, you're gonna get a yearling. So did she give us what she got?
She sure did.
She did. Oh my gosh! Wait, I kind of want to guess. Is it if it's a warm blood, I'm gonna die and be like, Is it? it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no way. She got a warm blood. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm fully invested in this. All right, let me hear what she got. I was going to assume, but nope. Okay.
Okay, so she got what I wound up with. 9-year-old Mecklenburg warm blood gelding. I've never heard
A
of
what?
that. I've never heard of
Oh
that
my God,
breed.
wait, hold on. I need to look that up. I've never heard that either. A what a what?
Mecklenberg.
Mecklenburg. Oh, it's a German warm blood. Oh, that's kind of like a Rhineland Farsar, like a RPSI. That's what Finn is. He's a
Yeah.
German warm blood.
So she got
They have really great personalities. Well, I believe they do. It's okay. Sorry.
9-year-old Mecklenburg warm blood bay gelding, 16.3 hands, was a backburner 3'6" practice horse who was bred as a 1.50 jumper, but was better suited as a hunter. He was imported from Germany, I think in 2019, has been in Florida for a few years. The farm that had him got him as a part of a purchase/trade. They mainly focused on young horses. They had a bunch of new young horses coming in and needed his stall. I paid blank.
25.
Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
I was like, she couldn't have paid too much, but if he needs a stall, oh my God, you just got so freaking lucky.
So she says,
is there more?
There's a little bit more. She says, I think we got him for a steal. He is perfect and so handsome. Thank God for trainer connections.
Oh my gosh.
I still can't believe he's my horse. He is beyond my wildest dreams on what I ever thought we would find. We are taking our time learning each other as I was coming off my other horse, who was a large quarter horse pony. But he has so much to teach me and is so incredibly patient working with my adult Ammy nerves. I've attached some pics for you guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's so cute.
Smile. She looks so happy.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh.
He's really cute.
Oh my gosh. He just looks like a good boy. Like,
Yeah,
the horses that are
does.
like, you're just a good boy.
He's got a sweet face.
I'm a little in shock. A 9-year-old, so prime age, warm blood. And it was just so happened because trainer connection and a back burner.
Yep.
So they are out there, people.
Yes,
They're out there. Those needle in the haystack.
We always say
they
are out there.
They're out
hard
there
to find. Sometimes you have to wait, and sometimes you have to be creative.
Yes. But I mean, 25 for a horse like that was a practice 3-6 horse.
Yeah.
So probably not it probably doesn't have an extensive show record for
Probably
sure.
not.
It's just probably like I don't want to say lesson horse, but like an advanced lesson horse. Does that sound? Because if it's like a practice 3-6 horse, but that's amazing. That's you got way lucky with that one. We're so happy for you. I'm in shock. I kind of I'm stuttering over my words. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because 9 years old, that's great. And he's so freaking cute.
He's really cute.
So cute. A bay. Has the experience. Yeah, you lucked out. Say thank you to your trainer. We always go after the trainers, but in this situation, your trainer's really looking out for you on this one. Your trainer did you right. Say thank you to him or her because they pulled a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's a cute story.
Yeah. And say thank you to your husband for
and your husband, yes, and your husband, trainer, then your husband.
Yeah, love that.
Are you ready?
Since Hazel's sleeping, I don't want to say we need to be a little bit quieter, but her room is
right
above
here.
here.
Gonna be cracking up. Okay.
We don't have to whisper, but
we're going to be doing some ASMR for the rest of this episode.
I'm kidding.
I know we always get enough slack as it is about our.
This is now the Working Ammy podcast ASMR.
It could be on one of those crime shows.
Okay, no, just kidding. No ASMR, but Hazel is asleep right above us.
Okay, so this one is called Dragon Mare Turn Dream Mare.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
We love the catchy titles, people, so if you send us an email, more likely to get read.
That's accurate.
All right. Hi, Nora and Maria. I love the pod and have been listening since I bought a horse. Oh, before I bought a horse. Your pod really helped me align my ISO with my budget. Oh, we're glad. Yeah. I'm interested in how much you think my budget was, what I bought my horse for, and what you think my horse is worth now. So a three-parter.
Three-parter.
Yep. For references, I am an adult Ammy. Okay, so were these all adult Ammys? Because that could be the theme.
Yeah.
Yep. For reference, I'm an adult Ammy that grew up showing Western reining horses on a national level, but now rides, hunter jumper.
Let me tell you, the adult Ammy rewriter, like Western / non-hunter jumper to hunter jumper pipeline is crazy.
Insane. The amount that now shows up on my TikTok is crazy.
I know.
Like, I think you mentioned it to me once, and now all of mine are like,
because I feel like
beginner rider.
But a lot of them like have come from non-hunter jumper backgrounds, I feel like.
And like have started migrating over. It's super interesting.
So interesting.
I have ridden / owned lots of green and young horses previously. As a recent college grad and a working adult Ammy, I knew going in that my expectations needed to match my budget. So here is what I was looking for back in January 2025. Okay. So 1 year ago.
A year ago.
ISO. 4 to 7 years old. So she is going younger.
Okay.
16 hands, mare gelding, green is fine, some quirks are fine, maintenance is fine, any breed, but needs to be big enough to take up my leg. I'm tall. Any color. Sane enough since I'd be riding the horse myself and only have one lesson a week with my trainer. Showing was not a priority, but might want to show one day. So basically no expectations. No expectations.
So like, she didn't say what she wanted to do with the horse?
Nothing. Just, it needs to be
just
sane, young, and doesn't need experience, basically, because she said green, quirks, maintenance, and anything goes.
That makes me think that her budget is like non-existent.
I remember she did say she went going in knowing that expectations were going to need to match her budget.
Was her budget like $7,500?
A little bit less.
7,000?
No, like
$5,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
like yeah, $5,000. Budget was $5,000 or less. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I think your expectations for sure matched your budget because there were no expectations. Yeah, so I have nothing to say for that.
Yeah,
yep. Yep.
At least she's realistic.
Yeah, and it's like this one I'm good with because she knew I have a low budget, so like my expectations need to match it.
Yeah.
It's the ads that we see or the ISOs that we see that are like my budget is like 5,000, but I want a lead change, experience, ratings. Like those are the ones that were like, are you kidding right now? So thank you. Appreciate that you matched your expectations to your budget because this is a lot less irritating for folks, I think, that are trying to sell horses when your budgets align with what you're looking for rather than being unreasonable, which is kind of why we started this.
Yeah, that's exactly why we
started. All right. So yes, her budget was $5,000 or less. And then what she bought. I bought a 5-year-old 16.1 OTTB plain chestnut mare. She got the chestnut, she got the mare, and she got the OTTB. You checked all three, the trifecta.
I understand the subject line.
Oh yeah, it was dragon mare. All right, be quiet. All right, she had been lately raced and had been off the track for about a year. She was restarted in early 2024 by an OTTB rehoming group and then sold to a woman and her 11-year-old daughter. Sounds like a good match.
That's sarcastic.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Oh, well, the woman had owned the horse for 6 months and openly admitted to me that both her and her daughter were scared of the mare.
All right.
Yep.
Well,
I didn't want to say, like, we could have seen that coming, but we kind of saw that coming. The first time I rode her, she was very, this is capitalized, green, had limited steering, and had never jumped before. Who on earth would buy that? Yeah, I don't know if this was the trainer or the woman being like, this seems like a good fit.
I'm sure there was no trainer, and the
she
mom
was just
had no idea what they were doing.
Probably just,
and they had a low budget, and they were like, sure.
Yeah, this sounds like a good idea.
The kid was probably like, this horse is pretty, and the mom was like, we'll buy it.
Oh my god. You know what? You're probably like spot on, too. Yeah. Oh boy. Had limited steering and had never jumped before, but she moved nicely and had a nice build. She had quirks. She had clearly gotten away with anything she wanted to and even threw a fit and hopped on her front end the first time I asked her to trot off. She had no ground manners and was a capitalized dragon
Oh
to
my
get
God.
saddled. However, through delusion and blind faith, I saw glimpses of hope with her and decided to purchase. Good for you.
Yeah.
She was listed
We all
for...
need a little bit of Delulu.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Because
know.
you know what? Apparently, dragon mare turned into dream mare. So
Yeah. And with a 5K budget and no expectations, you need to be
yeah,
a little
you need
Delulu.
to be you need to be delusional and have some hope in there.
Yeah.
She was listed for blank. And then I'll read the rest of it.
Was she listed for like $500?
No, higher.
How much higher?
Like higher, but not like high.
Like $2,500?
A little bit higher.
3,000? 3,500?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was listed for $3,500, but with all the quirks, I was able to talk down the owner and bought her for blank.
2,500.
Yes.
Nice.
Job. I have had her for almost a year now, and through lots of training, blood, sweat, and tears, she has become so much better than I had ever hoped she would. We are schooling 2-9 at home, and she has scope for more. She has great form over the jumps and has decided she wants to go slow with a big stride and be a hunter.
Oh.
She finds the distance on her own, takes a joke, absolutely no stop, no buck, no spook while riding. Her lead changes are not automatic yet, but she changes beautifully when asked. She still needs a competent rider to make her perform her best, but I have even put my non-horsey husband on her to walk trot. Her only remaining quirks are that she can be spooky when being led places and puts her ears back while being saddled. We took her to one schooling show and she behaved like a seasoned show horse and placed top 3 in the 2-6 hunters.
I think I found her on TikTok.
Wow, you are fast. My trainer thinks she can compete in the 3 to 3-3 hunter classes in the future. She is sound, requires no maintenance, and currently only has front shoes. Now, the hard part. Honestly, I don't really have a big interest in showing her or a big budget to go to a lot of the rated shows. I also don't really have an interest to jump higher despite her ability to do so. I'm debating selling her to get another green horse as I find improving a horse more rewarding than showing. If I were to sell, what do you think she would be worth?
Well, should we look at some videos?
Yeah, let's look at some videos. When is this from?
This is day
2025.
one.
Oh, day 1. Oh, she has like a whole thing. Oh my gosh. This is so cute.
I know. I mean, I think she just needs more practice.
More practice, yeah.
Honestly.
She's only had her for like, what,
Whoa.
a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so she doesn't have a big interest in showing or a big budget to go to a lot of rated shows. I also don't have an interest to jump higher despite her ability to do so. Okay. I would first figure out if you really want to sell her. Because if you are in love with this horse, you have to, like we said it, I think I said it on the last podcast that wasn't released yet, maybe, or the one before that, but once you sell a horse, it's like you're
That's
done.
it. Yeah.
That's it. You have no right whatsoever to that horse. I know a lot of people, we said, had buyback clauses.
Yeah. Or
They're pretty hard to be enforceable,
or they'll
honestly.
do like a first right of
refusal. I've seen more not so good cases with them than I have good cases. So just remember that, like, once that horse is signed off for another owner, like, you can no longer control what happens to that horse.
I do think, though, there is a decent business, though, with flipping thoroughbreds.
I do, too. I think that that's a good market to be in.
Like, I would say now, I don't know if I would put the horse at 10K, maybe 7,500 to start, maybe 10. I don't know.
I think she has to decide if she wants to sell her. If she's good with selling, then you go on to the next step. Or if you decide to lease, I think this could also be a nice lease horse.
Yeah,
for a confident rider, or like even like an advanced lesson horse if your barn does lessons. But I think you really got to hone in on what you want to do. Bless you. Because based on your videos that we just stalked on TikTok,
I'm assuming that they're her videos.
Yeah, it
tracks. But...
it looks like you're more interested in developing the horses.
Yeah,
like we love the cross training. Mm-hmm. We loved the like before and after videos.
Yeah.
So I'd say if that's like where your true passion is like developing these younger horses, then for sure use this horse as a example.
Yeah.
And continue and then sell. I would agree. I wouldn't put her over just because it doesn't seem like she has show experience.
Yeah.
So for me, this would be either an advanced lesson horse or
Or just, like, a
a
prospect.
prospect or or someone that just is looking for a lower budget horse.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go over 12, I don't think.
No, definitely no.
I wouldn't go over 12.
I think like 7,500 to 10K would probably be like a reasonable budget, a reasonable price
Yeah.
to put her at, just because there's no show experience
On her.
But I mean,
She still
you did
requires a
great
confident,
job
it
with
requires
her.
a confident rider. Yeah, and I mean, I know that might seem low because I know she said she was like lots of training, blood, sweat, and tears. So it's like it's so hard when you put so much energy into a horse, and it's like, well, she's not like $20,000 worth.
But at the same time, like,
But at the same time, you're still getting
job with
yeah,
her,
you're still
and
getting your ROI because she
it's
bought her
like,
for
what,
like
a 300%
oh my God, I'm like
increase?
I'm gonna be so loud on this. Let me lower this.
No, that's okay.
Like reaching into it.
It's like a 300%.
Yeah, she bought her for
increase.
2,500.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if she's doing most of the training on her own.
Yeah.
Whatever, depending on what board was, she might actually make out positive.
Yeah.
With the whole purchase and selling, but yeah, I would say if your heart lies more in the development, this is gonna drive me freaking insane. If your heart lies more,
it's a little. I
you think
just
it's
leave it
low?
where it was?
You
Yeah.
think? Okay. If your heart lies more in the developmental aspect of horse buying and training and then selling, I would go that route because it seems like you have a knack for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you did a great job with her.
Yeah, super.
So, yeah, but
and it looks like you have a good eye because
she
saw it.
She saw the potential.
Yeah, and it looks like I think you did a great job with her. It's just like the market for a chestnut OTTB mare is not. I sound so discriminatory right now, but it's like just having all three of those.
There's a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah, there's a lot
like
of stereotypes.
All of the stereotypes in one.
Yes.
Thoroughbred, chestnut, mare.
Yeah.
So you do you do kind of have that working against you a little bit, which like
sucks.
Don't shoot the messenger.
But you did a great job with her, and anywhere from like 7,500 to 12, I think would be. I think in the 7,500, 10 would probably be more accurate.
Yeah.
But if you got some shows on her, because she only has one schooling show right now.
Yeah.
So, that kind of limits the ratings and stuff like that. So I would probably sell her as a prospect.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah,
cool.
Good job. Really impressed. And let us know if you have another horse that you take under your wing, or if you end up selling this dragon mare turned into a dream mare.
Yes.
What you sell her for, and then hopefully you'll buy another one to train.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting for us to follow your journey.
And I feel like this is like a good segue into our discussion.
Yeah.
Because we get so many submissions of people who don't want an older horse, or they want something between like 4 and 8 or 6 and 10 or but then when we see what they're asking for, it doesn't really fit, or maybe they would be better with something a little older. And I saw a post on TikTok that someone was going horse shopping and was like, yeah, people are like telling me not to like look at the older horse.
I saw that one. It popped up on my For You page.
But like, maybe I will look at the older horse. And I actually commented and I was like,
did you? Oh, good job.
Yeah, I was like, we love the older horse. Because sometimes that's just like what you need. So we're going to talk about like situations where, or like circumstances where maybe you would be fine with a younger horse, or maybe you should
look
go
into
older
horses.
So let's start with young horses.
Younger horses.
Like, what are situations where you would maybe want to buy a younger horse?
If you're interested in developing the horse.
Well, actually, sorry, not to cut you off.
Okay.
Let's define
younger
the age ranges. Yeah.
Okay,
so
for
like,
a younger horse.
And for an older horse.
Okay. I would personally say anywhere from like yearling to like a foal, basically.
Yeah.
Like I want a like just born, like 6-month old.
Yeah.
Yeah. To young,
6.
6. Yeah. Mid range, I would say mid would be like 7 to
like
12, 13.
Yeah.
And then older, 14
And up.
14 and up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would kind of be my range, but obviously there's a little bit of like wiggle room there.
Yeah.
Because like
yeah,
you
because
can
I
have
wouldn't consider 14 like
old, yeah. And you can have like a young horse with an old brain or an old soul. Like you hear that a lot. Or you can have an older horse with like a young brain. So like it does, this is just like generalizations for just specifically like age of the horse. You have to take into account like mentally as well as the actual age.
Yeah.
When deciding.
So when someone says like, I'm looking for something between like 6 and 10, there are some things that we want to consider in that range. And I mean, Maria bought a young horse.
I did.
I bought a not young horse.
Squid was 13?
Squid was 12.
12.
When we bought him. And Finn was like, what, 4?
4, yeah.
So,
yeah.
We
definitely have two different scenarios. But we were also in 2 different stages of lifestyle and goals, which I think are really important when you're looking for a younger horse versus an older horse. Like you need to look, I think I had it, goals, finances, lifestyle. There was one more thing I can't remember that I had when I was talking about it, but those are like when you're debating whether you want an older or younger horse, those are the things. And I think maybe
and I feel like also like level of the rider.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
Yes.
It was like experience level.
Because like for me, I am very experienced. I've been riding since I was 8, so it's been over 20 years. I had been doing the jumpers for a long time, but I wanted something that was more experienced. I don't want to say older because Squid wasn't old. Like 12's not old.
He's mid. He was like teenage.
But I wanted something
prime age.
Yeah.
Prime age.
I wanted something more experienced because I wanted something that I could just kind of like get on and go and not have to worry about it. And then so goals, I wanted to just like be able to go, show, do the meter 10, do the meter 15, maybe dabble in the meter 20s, which I did. Be able to like go to finals and qualify for Devon and do all that stuff. Like I had competition goals, but also when it comes to lifestyle, I wanted something that came out of the stall almost the same every day because I don't get to ride that much. My trainer was going to be the one riding Squid a lot, so I wanted something that was like, no surprises. And I don't want to say a confidence builder, but
you wanted something to get you to the other side
and
that you could just move up with.
Hop on, not have to worry about. I can focus on myself. So like I think the youngest I probably would have gone was maybe 8 or 9 because I feel like at that point too they're mostly developed for the most part and you kind of know what you have, but like I was not looking for like a 5 or 6 year old because that just would not have fit my goals and my lifestyle.
And then your finances also allowed you to get all of that in a prime age experienced horse, which is something that like if your finances, like if you had a 5K budget or a little like a lower budget, you would have had to compromise on a lot of those things. So luckily your budget allowed you to find what you wanted in that prime age, in that experience level, to move up.
Yeah.
My experience level, I mean, I think I've also been riding since young. I'm not sure when I started. 2nd grade, maybe. I don't know how old you are in 2nd grade. But I've been riding for a fair bit of time. So I feel pretty competent in my ability to get on a horse and not die. And goals, I wanted something that I could develop. I was not like, I've never really been a show person that like I need to go to shows. I don't really have I want to be showing consistently, like a schooling show here and there I like doing. Like I've like gone to WEC, loved it, gone to WEF, like also competed there. But it's not like one of my main priorities. Like my main priority was I wanted to develop a horse and like have the experience of like creating exercises and doing those exercises and seeing that improvement over time. So that was like my main goal with when I wanted to spur of the moment get a horse. I'm like, well, I'm going to get a young one because I have nothing better to do with my life right now. And my lifestyle at the time was one where it allowed me to be at the barn 6 to 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I lived very close to the barn. I was like 15 minutes. I actually moved a couple times. I moved like 3 times, I think, to be closer to the barn. But I was really close to the barn. I had a lot of free time on my hands. So I could be there pretty much all day. And I was there like all day.
Yeah.
I was also like grooming at shows and stuff like that. So I was like always there, which allowed me to like really spend time focusing on like how to develop and how I wanted to develop the horse. So at that time, my lifestyle afforded me a younger horse, and my finances, my budget wasn't huge. I sold like my investments. Like I sold investments for it. We bought him for 35.
Yeah.
So I would say like at that time, when did I buy him? 2020? I think I bought him in COVID. Yeah, I think I bought him in 2020. But like at that time, with the budget that I had, and in Florida, like my budget wasn't getting me a super experienced horse anyway for what I wanted to do. And for me, I was like, my trainer was setting me like these 130 jumpers that just needed a little bit of like work. And I was like, nah, I want something that is like not proven, like has done a couple like jumps, and like that seems like my kind of horse.
Yeah. But like we get a lot of submissions where people are like, I want something between 6 and 8 or like 6 and 10, but it has to like have show experience and
have an automatic lead change.
Auto lead change. Like it has to like have a good show record. It has to be able to pack around a junior. It has to be able to do all of this stuff. And we're like, maybe you don't want a horse between 6 and 8. Like
you have to be willing to like compromise and open up your like eyes a little bit.
Like a good candidate for a young horse is someone who might be willing to like wait in terms of showing.
Yeah.
Someone who is kind of willing to, sit back, do a little bit of training. Someone who doesn't want to jump right into the show ring. Someone who is willing to maybe put up with some quirks or like
spookiness. And I will tell you,
like young horse
it is
behavior.
I think the 3, 4 to 5 is the easy, like one of the easiest. I will tell you, he was great. And then like the 6, 7, he turned. That is like the terrible 2s for kids. Terrible 2s for horses are like that end of 5 into 6. 6 was like a year. And then 7, they test you during that time. So if you think going in and you get a 3 to 4 year old and they're like, this is the best thing ever, you just wait until after that 5, 6, 7 range, and they'll start testing you. So you got to have a lot of patience.
You have to have patience. You have to be willing. Like you have to. I don't want to say have nerves of steel. But horses, some horses especially, like once they get your number,
they have it and they'll use it.
Yeah. So like, I don't think, unless you were like a very experienced, I don't recommend buying a young horse most of the time for a child. Not necessarily a junior. Like I'm sure like there are definitely like kids
really
and teenagers
experienced juniors
and stuff out there that like can and will and do help develop young horses. But I'm talking like your 8-year-old.
Yeah, like let's not put your 8-year-old on like a 4 or 5-year-old.
And again, there's exceptions to every rule.
This is just generalizations.
We're just generally speaking. But
again, more stories than not have been I bought my 8-year-old or my young child a younger horse, 4, 5, 6, thinking that it was gonna, and they buy like these like 110, 115 horses for this child. More often than not, the child is overhorsed and they end up selling it anyway to get one that's a little bit more either older and more experienced or one that fits the child a little bit better. I've heard more of those stories than like, I bought my young child, a 5-year-old, and it turned out amazing.
Yeah. I know there's one person who I follow and who follows me on TikTok that I can think of where it worked out really well for them with the pony that they bought for their kid. But that's just
that's an exception. Yeah, it's more often than not that you like when you're a mom or a dad of a young child, like you want an experienced horse, which typically means an older horse for your child, because at that point with your child, they're trying to learn themselves,
right?
And you don't want to put a person who's learning on a horse that is also learning, because that could make a really frustrating situation for both parties involved. Yeah, and then you can end up giving the horse and the rider long-term trauma. Yeah. Or bad habits from that.
So, so
experience level, if you're more experienced, you can go younger.
Yes.
Lesser experience, teens and older.
Yeah.
Goals.
So for young horses, if your goal is to develop, I feel like for a lot of young horses, the goal really should be more development than being able to just like step into the show. Like maybe you have long-term goals for stepping into the show ring and like being successful at horse shows, but like you should not be buying a young horse saying, I want to qualify for finals this year, or like I want to do all of this showing this year. Like I can think of, so there's this another account that I follow on TikTok who has this young horse, and he's gorgeous. I love him. I don't want to say the name, but he's really nice. And I've been following them for a while. Yeah. So they've had him for a while. They imported him. They've had him for a while, and this is his first WEF season, and they've had him for like
a couple years.
At least, for a couple years now. So they really took their time
to
developing him and like getting him ready. And he's done like a few shows here and there, but this is his first like Florida season. So they really took a lot of time, like a few years to develop him and like get him to where they feel comfortable bringing him to a big horse show like WEF, which is great when you have a young horse.
I think it's super great, because one thing that you have to know about the younger horses is they're very impressionable.
Yeah.
So if they have a bad experience at a show, it's more likely going to affect a younger horse than it would be, say, like you bring Squid to a new environment and he's like, okay,
like,
whatever. Yeah. So, did they go, or did they just bring him like this season? Like, have they competed?
They're there now, yeah.
And it seems to be going well.
Yeah.
Oh, good. How old was the horse? Do you know?
I think he's like 6 or 7.
He's 6. Okay, so they bought him probably like when he was 5.
He was like 4
or 4. Okay,
I think. But yeah, like with young horses, your goal really should be the development, and then you can obviously have long-term goals, but immediate goals, you're not going to buy a young horse and like expect to step into the show ring and be successful immediately.
Yeah. With a young horse, it has to be about the horse. It's not about you.
Yeah.
When you buy a young horse, like you can't be thinking this horse is I'm going to use this horse to take me up the next levels. Like you have to be thinking, how can I ride or develop this horse so that this horse is the best that it could be? It's like a different mindset rather than an older horse where you can focus on you. Younger horse, you need to focus on that horse first. Like that horse's development is your first priority, not yours, which is why I kind of it does irk me a little bit, I think, when I see like inexperienced riders riding these younger horses, and like with I bought like a 130 horse to get me up that level, and I'm like, and then I bought a 5-year-old that does the 130, or like that can do the 130s. I'm like, why? Just why? Because like it irks me a little bit. That's like my pet peeve when I see that. I'm like, oh, because again, like most of the time when I've seen that, it has not worked out.
Yeah.
So please, like, if you're looking at your own development, please go older. Don't go younger. Especially if you want to get right into the show ring. Yeah. Like, some horses just need more time than others.
Yes.
And, like, it's not always it's not always going to be like, I'm going to get a young horse and we're going to be able to go into the show right away.
Yeah.
Like, it might take you 1 or 2 years.
Never. It's like
it might take you a couple
times. Of the horse.
Or
if it's like an 8-year-old, then maybe, like, you can get away with that. Like, we bought Z when he was 8.
Yeah.
And we were able to just,
I feel
like,
like
go
8's like prime time. I'm talking about like 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Unless, like, if you import, like, they start them young over there for, like, they probably have more experience when they're younger over there. But even when you import a horse that has experience over there, you still have to develop the young horse here because
Yeah.
it's a completely different environment than they're
Yes.
used to over there. You can't just be like, I'm going to get on and compete next week because he's done this or she's done this over,
Yeah.
you know, in Europe. Like, no, you have to like really dedicate and think about the horse's development.
Yeah.
So that would be like goals wise. Also, let's talk about lifestyle because this kind of goes into lifestyle. If you're busy, like an adult working Ammy, hi, go older.
Yes.
Please go older.
Like, if you don't have the time to dedicate to going out to the barn, like, multiple times a week and riding, like, 5-6 days a week and just making sure that you're there with the horse, like, definitely go older. Because, first of all, with a young horse, you want to be able to, like, bond with that horse.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't want to say I feel like it's more important with a younger horse than an older horse. But, like you said, young horses are impressionable. So, like,
Yeah.
Squid... He was 12 when I bought him, you know. He is who he is,
yeah,
right? Like,
not much is gonna phase him at this
I'm
point.
not gonna like mess him up. And like, yeah, maybe, you know, he theoretically could pick up like some bad habit, like, I don't know, whatever. But I was able, like, I'm able to like have good rides on him and like do all of that stuff, and like we have our bond, but I also feel comfortable like letting other people ride him
Yeah.
and like all of that kind of thing, because like I don't think anybody else is gonna
Like ruin him or like, yeah.
or like, he is who he is, right? And he just is.
Yeah.
But with a young horse, they're still developing physically, mentally, emotionally. So like one bad, like you said this, one bad experience could like derail a whole bunch of progress.
Yeah. Like all it takes is it's like one step forward, 3 steps back
Yeah.
type situation.
And I think you can speak to this a little bit better than I can because you have that young horse experience.
Yeah, we went through that for like, I felt like we were really improving like when he was 4 to 5, and then like I'm telling you, once we hit that 6, like something happened where I was like, where did this horse go that I just been trying to develop? Like,
He was going through puberty.
Yeah, he was literally going through like his phase, and like he's like such a solid horse too, so it wasn't like he was like being bad. It was just like annoying things like I thought we already had accomplished this, but suddenly we're retracting.
Yeah.
And like it just felt like some rides, like I would get on him, ride 10 minutes and be like, today's not the day.
Yeah.
Like we're just like not communicating well. He's not into it. And I would get off and be like, all right, like we're going to try again tomorrow. Like that has to be your mentality sometimes with horses.
And I think with a young horse too, like, I don't think that it's best for their development to have, well, I don't know. Some people might feel differently, but I think when developing a young horse at the beginning, especially, it's better to have just like 1 or 2 people riding it.
The horses need routine.
You and your trainer. Yeah. Or like whoever is helping you to develop this horse, unless you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
But
because too many cooks in the kitchen can kind of deter, like horses like routine, horses like consistency, and having too many people,
and then they're
especially
all
if they ride differently,
different,
it could affect the horse just like mentally being like, like, oh, okay, like now this person's riding me, now this person's riding me. It could just kind of confuse the horse, I think. So yeah, I think keeping like 1 or 2 people riding is probably in the best interest. Something else for like lifestyle and goals, like if you're using the horse as an investment, like if you're buying for an investment versus a long-term purchase, investment, go younger, purchase, or like forever horse, go older. Well,
you can go younger.
You can go younger for a forever horse,
but like if specifically, I feel like
if it's for investment,
you would want to go, like, you wouldn't want to buy a 16-year-old
for like a flip. Usually we see for those reinvestments, we see a horse that you either import, put miles on here, and then flip it, or you buy, like we just read, you buy a green horse, train it up, and then resell. In that case, you like if you import, you probably go a little bit on the older side, like in the teens, because they have experience over there. And then if you're here and you're developing, you probably go younger. Like that. Which one was that? Was how old?
Thoroughbred.
Yeah, the thoroughbred was. Actually, did she say 9?
I don't know.
Well, you usually go younger for if you're looking for. It was 5. It was 5.
I think another thing that people worry about with buying older horses is longevity,
Yes.
but horses are horses and shit happens.
Yes, regardless.
And like, so I leased a horse. I started leasing him when he was 16. He was at my bar. I leased him for 2 or 3 years, and then he was leased for another like year or two. It's still in the barn, and he was still flying around the meter at 20.
Yeah.
Right? So like, just because the horse is older, it
Yeah,
doesn't mean that it
it's-
can't still do stuff. And there are like 18-year-old horses doing the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And like doing like the Rolex like 5-star.
5-star, yeah.
Or is it 5-star or 3-star?
The Rolex.
3-star?
I'm thinking the Maryland 5-star. I don't know if
Maryland,
the
but
the
still.
Rolex 3-star yeah.
Well, Rolex is probably 5-star then. I don't know how many stars are in it.
5.
But, okay. Well, so like buying older does not necessarily mean less longevity. Like, yeah, like, yes, logically, if you buy a 16-year-old and if you buy a 6-year-old, the 6-year-old is theoretically going to have more longevity. But also that we had that one story of that person who was like, should I buy this horse?
Yeah, she bought the horse, what was
The
it, like
hunter.
18 or something, right?
No, the one of the person who wanted to buy the young hunter.
Oh, and then
it ended up
it had some
up
kind of issue, right?
being what was
I
it?
remember what you're talking. It wasn't navicular, was it?
Yes, it was.
It wasn't navicular.
It ended up having navicular
but like bad.
issues,
It was a bad
and
issue.
then ended up going lame, and the horse was like 7.
Yeah, it was
or
young
something.
because she was debating if she wanted to buy him, and
Yeah.
she said no.
And she said no.
Yes,
thank
thank
God.
goodness. But we also read one that the girl, it was an adult Ammy maybe, that bought an 18-year-old that
Yeah.
had that 18-year-old competing until it was like 27 or something, and then
Yeah.
it passed away. But like that's longevity to me.
Yeah.
So like just because you have a younger horse, you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I went through this thing with Finn with his hooves for a year and a half that probably aided in the whole 6 to 7 tantrum, or 5, 6, 7 tantrum. But that he's a young horse, and that happened to him, and he was out for almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
So like you never know whether you get a younger one or older one, what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like a younger horse doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to have more longevity, and getting an older horse doesn't necessarily mean that you'll only be able to show it for a year or two
Yeah.
and then have to retire.
Exactly.
Like, I am planning to have my 1-year-old down the line show squid when he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
Like when he doesn't want to do the meter 15, the meter 10 to meter 20 job anymore. Maybe I'll make him my like adult eck horse or something.
You'd be good at that.
Yeah. And then my goal is for her to do him in like the itty bitties
So
and maybe do
cute.
like some 2'6" equitation, like whatever, depending on, what he still wants to do. But, and like with,
I'm gonna still make sure that this is recording. Okay.
is it good?
Yeah.
And
I
like,
have PTSD from last time.
I know. And like with good care and like just keeping the horses fit, making sure that, like they're all good,
Yeah.
taking care of their needs, like maintenance, all of that stuff. You can keep a horse going for a long time if they still want to.
Yes. Yeah, that's why it's also important to get a PPE done on a younger or older horse. Doesn't matter
Yes.
what. You just want to know what to expect. Because
Yeah.
if she didn't get that PPE done on that 6-year-old,
She
She
might have
bought
bought
it
it
and never
out
have
for
known,
a
and
money.
a lot of money, and not been able to the horse wouldn't have been able to do the job.
Yeah.
So like very important. Big proponent of getting PPEs.
Yes.
Not as a pass or fail, just as a hey, here's
So
what
you know what you're working with.
this is what I'm working with. Can the horse do the job? Can I afford what this
Yeah.
horse needs?
Yeah.
And is this what I really want? So
Yeah.
get that done. And then buying or leasing, I think if you're leasing, I would also go older.
Yes, because a lease really is to like, you're not going to lease a horse
To like
to
develop
develop it.
it. Yeah.
Like that would be a waste of money.
Yeah. Leasing, we usually see if the kid's about to go to college, if the kid wants to qualify for, I say kid, but it could be literally anyone. If the individual wants to qualify, if the individual is going to college, if the individual is going to get married or wants to start a family.
I've also seen a lot also with a lot of these adult re-riders who are just getting back into it, they're leasing first, which is
thank
great.
goodness. Please, people, lease if you were just getting back in the sport, lease before you buy. Best decision you can make.
Yes. Because Maria always says leasing is not a cost saver, it's a risk mitigator. I don't think we've said that in a while.
I know,
but
that's one of my favorite sayings, and I hope
like, you're
people
not
engrave that in their brain.
You're not leasing a horse to save money. You're leasing a horse
to mitigate your risk.
Yeah, because, you know, something happens, or maybe, like, financially it becomes too expensive, or
your lifestyle changes, or something happens with that horse. Like, it's not going to be on your book anymore after that year.
Yeah.
Or if situations change, like, people say all the time, like, oh, well, $35,000 is a ton of money, which it is to, you know, have a lease for a year. But if you buy a horse for $35,000 plus all the expenses over time, that really starts eating into your wallet. And God forbid something happens to the horse, something happens to you, something happens to the situation. Then the lease is going to be a lot more attractive than, like, crap, I just bought this horse and now I'm stuck with it.
And also, if you are just getting back into riding and you're a new rider in general, leasing is a great way to see how having a horse full-time fits into your life.
Yes.
Instead of just diving in and buying a horse, and then maybe you're like...
Because then you're stuck with the horse. Then that's when we see people losing money. Get it off my bill.
Yeah.
I can't afford it anymore, or some life situation has happened where I need it gone, and then you end up losing money for sure. Yeah. On the resale price, because you're just like, get it off my book. Yeah. So yeah, leasing. Big fan of it. Big fan of leasing.
What else you got in there?
Import pricing or import age, but like, I think it really depends whether you're going to import or whether you're going to buy here. I think really just depends on what the goals, experience, like all that we just described.
I personally, though, wouldn't import something older than like 10 to 12.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Like, you can find great, like, because at that point, if you are looking for something older, you will find great older horses here
in the US.
Yeah.
Because, like, to import an older horse, one, like, yes, that horse could have competed over there for, you know, in the high levels, but once it comes over here, like, you never know what you're gonna get once it lands in the US and competes at the US shows. Like, you never know. And if you import an older horse, it's gonna be, I think, a little bit harder. It's gonna be harder to sell, to resell if it doesn't work out, because at, say,
it doesn't have the US show record.
It doesn't have the US show record, and yeah, people can say, well, it competed up to like 130 or 140 overseas. Like, not that many people. I don't want to say not that many people care, but like, if I saw that, I'd be like, nah, okay, because I could, if I wanted a horse that has done the 130s, 140s over there, I would just go over and import a 130 horse, because it's going to be cheaper for me than buying one here. So like, that doesn't really matter to me. I want to see a show record here if I'm buying an older horse, because if I'm buying if I want a 130 horse here, I want one that's competed at these venues that I know I can get on. It knows its job. It does it well. Not one that hasn't seen the venues before.
Yeah. And I think you'll probably get a better deal for an older horse here anyway.
Than you would over.
Because over there, like, if you're importing,
especially with the tariffs now,
tariffs, the cost of travel, the cost of, like,
the quarantine,
the cost of the horse. Like, yeah, maybe the horse itself would be cheaper, but then, like,
with all of those added costs,
it's like, it's
probably going to even out anyway. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. So, like, if you want to import, I would say, like, I personally wouldn't import something older than maybe 12.
12. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good age range. Of course, always exceptions to the rule, but just our general, personal opinion.
Yes, our personal
opinion.
Unprofessional. We're just girls' opinion.
We're just having fun opinion. Nothing over 12 I would import, because you can find really great horses here. And now with how expensive importing has become, we have seen a lot more individuals looking over here, I think, in the US for horses, although that's increased the market like crazy, but Yeah, so we looked at buying and leasing, imports, finances.
Yeah, so I think finances has to kind of go hand in hand with everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Because here's the thing. You can get a very young horse or an older horse, maybe for the same budget.
Yeah,
for the same price.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a big budget, then consider all of these other things that we just talked about, right?
Yes.
Because you could probably get something that's 16, maybe 7, like something a little older that's like stepping down, needs a step down job, for not that much money.
Let's say let's give a budget of like 40,000. Like 40,000 is your budget. You can get an older horse that has experience.
Yep.
For 40, like a step down, or
you could get a young horse.
You could get a young horse with potential.
So then it's like, again, like you have to consider all of the other factors. Is do you want to develop that horse? Do you want to be able to just step right into the ring? Like,
what's your experience level?
Yeah,
what's your lifestyle?
So I think the finances thing comes, I don't want to say comes last, because obviously finances are important, but when deciding between an older horse or a younger horse, I think all of those other things are
they have to come into play. Yeah, because if you tell your trainer, my budget's 40, they're going to tell you, okay, well, you can get a young horse with potential or an older horse with experience that's a step down that maybe has some maybe arthritis going on or some kind of maybe not perfect PPE.
Or you need to adjust your expectations for a horse that's somewhere in the middle.
Exactly. So you definitely have to, experience level, goals, lifestyle, all of that needs to come into play.
Yeah.
For finances.
Yeah.
For sure. Because that kind of dictates, all those variables dictate what you're going to be spending on a horse.
Yep.
And please keep your expectations and your budget aligned.
Yes.
Your trainer will thank you for that.
Yeah.
Don't go to your trainer and say, I want a, 120 horse for, 15,000.
Yeah. They're out there, but your trainer might be mad at you.
Yeah. Don't make it impossible for them, please.
Yeah.
Make it, reasonable.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's all I have for the older, younger horse.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think lifestyle is a huge one. Though.
I think lifestyle.
I would put that as
the most important.
Yeah, because. And I would put lifestyle as that for a horse in general. If you're debating between a lease or a buy, lifestyle has to be right up there. Because if you're not going to ride, I mean, I say this 2 to 3 times a week, but of course now we ride 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
But we've gone through it where we rode more. It's just at this point in time. But if you're only going to the barn twice a week, a lease would probably be a better option than buying for you.
Yeah. Especially if you're just kind of getting back into things or just kind of testing things out.
Yeah.
Or something like
if you're not sure, we already kind of dived in, dove in, we're in there.
Yeah. And
then we just, at this point in our time, in our lives, just can't make it to the barn more than 2 to 3 times a week. That's hopefully
just how it is, but hopefully it's not forever.
Yeah, hopefully not forever. But if you're just getting into it, I would say definitely dip your feet in first with a lease and figure out if your lifestyle can afford that. Because when you get older and you have, a partner, kids, their activities, you don't want to add something else to make your stress level increase, or you don't want to be unfair to the horse where you're not getting out there as much.
Yeah.
If that's okay with you, if you're good with your trainer riding, because I have seen people that live in another state and their horse is in another state, and they just fly in for shows or stuff, but they've chosen to make that their lifestyle and chosen to pay that much for someone else to ride. That's a decision that they make on their part. So if you're okay with that, by all means, go buy the horse, but just make sure that you're setting that expectation in yourself. This is how it's going to be. Not you buy the horse and it's well, I can only make it out there once a week, or just really think about it. Cause buying a horse is you have that horse. It is a commitment, time, emotional, financially, mentally. It is a huge, huge commitment. not only for you, but for the entire family, for
Yeah.
all parties involved.
Yep.
So make sure that everyone is on the same page
Yeah.
when you decide that you are going to jump into horse ownership.
Yes.
We're already having that conversation now with Serge and I for when the baby comes. Because, like, I was like, listen, as soon as I'm cleared, I am going back to the barn. So
Yeah.
here's what's going to happen.
Yeah. No,
And we're
it's
talking about
important.
that. Yeah, I
It's
think I might post some of, like, our conversations for that, like, with how we manage, like, communication
Yeah.
for getting back to the barn, because that's obviously going to be a huge life change for
Yeah.
us. And just because, like, I'm not stopping riding.
Right.
So, like, we're going to have to compromise.
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, what do you do with Hazel when you're at the barn? Joe watches, right?
her. Or when I go Thursday mornings, Joe coaches at 9, so my mom comes and watches
Yeah,
her.
so that's something that you have to discuss in order for it both to work. Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure Joe would hate it if you're gone for, like, 4 days a week and he's stuck with Hazel because you're like, peace, I'm going to the barn.
Joe loves hanging out with Hazel.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be fair.
No, exactly. So you want to make something that's, comparable to,
And then
like,
I'm hoping that she starts riding, and then when she's a little older,
and then she can come to the
with
barn.
me.
Yeah, my trainer and the ladies at the barn were so sweet when, like, because they obviously know, and they're like, oh, like, bring the baby, we'll watch her. They're
so
like, we'll
cute.
always have built-in babysitters.
That's really cute.
And my trainer Alicia, she was like, yeah, I'll just carry the baby around on, like, that little, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Yeah, the baby carrier. I was like, oh, that's so
That's
sweet.
really cute. I, like, want to get, like, maybe Cora or something to come, like,
And babysit, right?
babysit at the barn, because, like, she's already at the barn.
Yeah, if they're at the barn.
And then they live not too far.
You probably
from
could
here now.
just
Yeah.
get, like, one of the pack and plays.
Yeah.
Put her in a pack and play.
Or, well, Hazel doesn't want to be in a pack and play
No.
anymore. You've seen her. Have you seen her walking around?
No.
Oh
She
my
won't
God.
know. Oh my
Dude,
gosh. Well, if
she's-
she wakes up before I leave, I'll go say hi.
She is all over the place now, so she just
Oh.
needs someone to, like, follow behind her everywhere.
Yeah, that'd be cute though. I'm sure, like, this is great for horse shows too. If someone has this idea, I've seen it for Disney. So, like, if someone wants to do this for horse shows,
yeah, like a little babysitter.
a babysitter, yeah, there's like a
They would probably
Disney
need,
nannies,
like,
but
insurance for that.
yeah, but I mean, can you imagine if you had like a business at horse shows that just babysits kids?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my
I
gosh.
have considered, like I would consider literally paying someone to come to horse shows with me and just watch Hazel.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Joe, when he comes, also, like, obviously watches Hazel, but then it's hard, if, like, it's so much easier if my parents come, because then Joe can, like, kind of focus on me.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be focused on you at a horse show, not.
Yeah.
I mean, Hazel's there, but it's hard when you're, like, trying to focus, but you also
Yeah.
have to take care of a baby.
So if you want to be a horse show nanny
Yep.
for my 1-year-old, DM me if you're in the Southeast Pennsylvania area. But yeah, we just went on a little bit of a
I know, a little tangent, but
tangent,
that's
but-
okay.
But I got a DM on TikTok.
Okay.
This is a little unrelated. I meant to make this disclaimer at the beginning, but Maria and I we're just girls. So, like, our opinions are just that. They're our opinions. If you want a professional opinion on what you should price your horse at, what your budget should be,
There are appraisers.
You can
that
get
do
an
that.
appraiser.
Or ask your trainer.
Ask your trainer. We're just girls.
Wait, what happened? Was it?
No, someone just DM'd me and was like, yeah, some people might just, like, take your opinions, like, too seriously, but when it comes to, like, actually pricing horses and stuff, like, they should probably get a professional opinion. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? You're
Just
right.
disclaimer
Like,
for that. I mean, I hope that people would know. I feel like we were good in the beginning with putting, like, a disclaimer, like, in the
I
background.
know.
We were like, this is, like, just for
Hold
fun.
on, let me see if I can find
Oh my
the-
gosh. I mean, I guess
But
that's...
I'm like,
I mean, I feel like we're, like, almost, like, we're in that range. Except for the eventer that I was, like, $100,000 off for, but... But also, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you can price your horse at whatever you want to price it at.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people should think it's for fun.
Yeah,
like,
people
obviously,
should know.
yeah, it's not like we're out here saying, like, we're licensed appraisers, which we are
Yeah.
not. There are licensed appraisers out there.
If you are a licensed appraiser and would like to come on as a guest, DM me.
Although I know that the licensed appraisers are, like, very formal in their valuations as well,
Yeah.
though. Like they go based on, I think, like like purchase. Is it purchase price? I don't know. I've talked to one before. It's like purchase price, competition, experience, I think. But like I think also it's being an appraiser. I don't know if they take into consideration the market in general.
I don't know.
I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Would be interesting, but
let us know.
Yes.
If you want to if you want to come on.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to have that
But yeah,
conversation.
definitely if you need it for like a financial or legal purpose.
Yeah, don't say the girls of the Working Ammy
yeah,
podcast
like told me this. Yeah, you're gonna need like a licensed appraiser, especially if you're like if it's a legal situation.
Yeah.
For sure you need someone to value your horse. But we mostly do like based on market, like what the market's at for and our own experience. So that's where we get our numbers from, and then also from the hundreds of submissions that we've gotten and read, we kind of base it off of that.
Yeah, we kind of get like an idea of what's going on.
Which could be good and could be bad, because some of these just completely throw me off because they're like needle in the haystack situations. But yeah, we do this for fun.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all we've got. So I don't know, take these things into consideration when you're looking to
either to
buy
lease or
a
to
horse.
buy.
If you're a parent looking for your kid, please take these things into consideration.
Please, we beg of you. We just had one that we read last week. Yes.
Not last week.
Not last week, but yeah,
last time.
The last podcast that will come out shortly.
Yeah.
Or it'll already be out.
It'll be out by the time this comes out.
But yeah, we've done that. So if you're a parent, especially, I think this parent knew, like I think they were experienced, I think, in the horse world, but especially if you're not experienced in the horse world, please like really think about these variables before you jump in. And like that gut feeling that we always say, like regardless of if it's like your trainer or outside parties telling you something, like
if something
really
feels off, it probably is.
Yeah, like really take into consideration the gut feeling. And then if you want our unprofessional opinion about whether people are telling you is the like right thing to do, we're more than happy to
send us an email.
Send us an email. We're more than happy to talk it through.
It'll probably end up on the podcast.
It will. We love those stories.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's all we've got for today. Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe, rate, comment if you want. Follow me at The Working Ammy. Follow the podcast at The Working Ammy Pod. Follow Maria at Phoenix and Finn and The Investing Equestrian. You can send submissions to theworkingammy@gmail.com.
Remember that any email that you send us is automatic.
You're automatically giving us permission
to read it on the podcast.
So if you don't want your email read on the podcast,
don't send it.
Please.
Or
you can send it and explicitly say you don't want it read on the podcast, but we probably won't email you back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we won't read it. Yeah, and just keep in mind too, like we're really cautious with like anonymous, like keeping everything anonymous.
Yes.
So like if you send us stuff with like the name of the horse or anything, or like your name, like we don't read that.
It will automatically be anonymous.
Yeah, it will automatically be anonymous.
That say please keep us anonymous. We keep everything.
Yeah,
anonymous.
we keep everything anonymous unless you specifically tell us like please like read it.
You are allowed to dox me on your podcast.
Yeah, like then we'll do it. But like until you tell us otherwise, everything remains anonymous with every email that people send.
Yes.
We do sometimes do background research, so like we'll stalk you just to get a better idea of like what, like if you're asking us to like price a horse, or we'll look at the show record.
And also something that's nice to add in your submissions, if you want pictures, obviously.
Yeah, we love pictures.
USCF number.
Yeah, it gives us a lot of times. We don't have to go looking for it.
Yes. So, and send us your TikTok
or like
handle,
your TikTok,
your
Instagram.
Send us as much information as you want.
We do look at that.
We can get a better idea, but we will also probably stalk you.
On the internet.
But yeah, that's all we got.
We do, and we'll be better. We're going to be consistent with her. Nora got her new computer.
Now I have my new computer.
Yeah.
It has 2 terabytes.
We now both have access to the TikTok, so we're gonna be posting.
Yeah.
We've just been a little bit busy these last couple weeks.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And also, my computer didn't have
any storage.
But
yes.
anyway.
Yeah, we're all set. All right, ready? Working at. Oh,
Wait. Is it working, Amy's?